Hi guys, welcome to another episode. And we always talk about credit score because credit score is like the cornerstone of what we talk about in achieving the financial independence, right? And we're going to talk today. We're going to talk about how to improve your credit score by probably around like 100 points in a quick succession. And probably you'll be like your mind will be blown away. 100 points like in a quick time. So that's what we're going to talk about because it's very important. It is as important as you wake up every day. Let me put it in that way. And we're going to give you some points, and probably you already know these points, and it's just a refresher. And believe it or not, actually, this work, Venkat himself had done it, I myself had done it, and it could be for yourself, it could be for your significant other. And it just did wonders, especially when I bought my first house. My wife didn't have a lot of credit behind her. So, one of the points that we're going to talk about is adding another person to your oldest credit card. So before I give that example, we'll talk. We will start off with Venkat. Venkat, you want to get a head start?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think we talked about it. We stress too much about this credit score, right? Credit score is the focal point of your financial health. It's basically telling you that how good you are managing your finance, right?
Right.
The higher the score, you are managing finances better. That is exactly it's saying that it's basically the credit, debt, how you're managing all those things, the money coming in, money going out, how you're managing all those like a cycle, right? It's a cycle. Are you making it a vicious cycle, or is it like a better cycle, like all those things? That is what the score, the single score, tells the lenders who are lending you the money. And you will get the financial health, well, we always talk about fire, right? Financially independent, retired early. Like if that is your goal, end goal, you need to make sure that this is stronger, the credit score is stronger.
Yeah.
So there are few simple things that you can do. If you haven't done those things, right, you should do those things. You should take care of that basic stuff. Like a lot of the time the basic stuff is taken care. The harder part is it's like coming, it'll take time, but basic stuff it's very quick. That's what we're going to talk about today, right? The
Yeah.
main thing is, like, if you have a lot of um a
Credit.
lot of
I'm
credit
sorry.
cards,
Debt.
you need to keep on adding more credit cards every year, like one or two. That's a main thing that's going to increase your score, like, because you have multiple credit. Variety of credit is important too. Like, you can have auto loan, the home loan, credit
Hmm.
cards, store
Yeah.
cards, different loans. But make sure you're not doing everything at the same time. That's a main thing. And having a variety helps you to have better score. And another thing is, like, don't keep balances. Just pay off all the balances. If you say, for example, you're going to apply for a home loan next month, before you do that, you need to have a prep. You need to prep for that, right? You need to prep because you want to improve your score. So by the time the next month comes, you can actually have 100 points higher. But it works better when you have like 600, 500, 600 plus scores, not like 700 plus. So when you have 700 plus,
You
it'll be a
already.
little harder. You already have a good score to start with, right? You already have a good score. Anything above 720, 740 is good. Like, don't worry about it. Don't stress too much. But make sure that is not a Vantage score. That Vantage score is something that you look in the Credit Karma, they always have a higher points. Make sure it's a FICO score, My FICO. Go to My FICO and then look for the mortgage score, right? There is a FICO 8, FICO 9, FICO 2. FICO 2 is the one that mortgage people uses it. So make sure you use the FICO 2. That's a score. It's normally less than the Credit Karma, the score you see it in Credit Karma, right? It's less than maybe 20, 30, 40 points less from there. And so pay off all the balances to prep for
Right.
that. When you apply for that, pay off all the balances. That itself will improve like 20, 30 points. Right there, right? If your balance is too high, it may even add up more
So
scores.
if your balance is already 700 plus or 740, don't stress yourself too much
No,
because
I'm talking about like, if you have a credit card, 10 credit cards, you have total is like say 100,000, right?
Mhm.
Dollar, and then you're just paying off little by little, and just pay off full everything.
Mhm.
So what happens is if you pay off everything, like your credit to debt ratio, it's like it's zero,
You're right.
right? So you would have 100,000 credit available. You wouldn't have like 10,000 you're paying a monthly minimum monthly payment, right? So when you do that, your score is going to be hanging.
Yeah.
So
And
just
and
pay off
one
all this.
correct. And one thing is, you have to prep yourself. Like you have to make sure that you're ready for that. Like you said, you have to prepare yourself. You have to have a plan. Okay, in 2 months, I'm going to apply for this mortgage loan. Before 2 months, you have to start paying these things, especially when you have 10 varieties, like 10 different cards. You need some time to pay off the balances, right? So you
Right.
first you have that plan, and then you have to have the discipline, of course. These are the things that so general, so common sense that someone does not really need to tell you. But if you have forgotten those things, use this as a reminder service, because you easily get carried away. So make sure you have the discipline, you have the plan, and by the time you apply for the mortgage loan or whatever the loan that you're planning, you'll be good, especially if you have credit scores around 500, 600 things, because it's easier to bump up that score if you manage these two things or these
So,
things on a plan before you apply for the big one.
yeah, next one I can add a few others, right? You can dispute anything that is not like you can dispute anything in a credit report. So don't worry about disputing, even if it's valid. Sometimes like you can dispute them, because what happens, like there is a, let's say your hard pull, there is a hard pull, you have a 10 hard pull in the last 1 year, right? You can dispute for 5 of them, right? What happens if you have multiple of them? And say sometime what happens, same lender, they may pull it 2 times. So in that case, they cannot do that. They just dispute one of them, right? So don't dispute both, but this, like because it's the same lender. They just keep on adding more pull on your credit report. That's going to
Yeah.
affect your score. So just dispute that one. It automatically removes after, like within a month, if the lender is not responding back to the credit bureaus, it will be removed. That's another thing you can dispute. Just keep that in mind. You can dispute to
Yeah.
increase remove the anything that is that's not right. That way your score will go up, because it affects it actually positively affects the algorithm, the whole thing, right? The 6 different factors we talked about.
Yeah.
It's going to improve. Another one is Experian Boost, something called Experian Boost. It only works on Experian, right? Experian
Yeah. The
score.
credit bureau.
Say you go to experian.com, just sign in. You don't need to get an account with it. It's free. Go to the free one. They have a paid one, but go to the free one. Click on Experian Boost. There's a boost, right? I think it's like 40 points. It improves. It will be more like if you have multiple bills. Like what do they look for in your? They will ask you to connect your bank statement.
Mhm.
In the bank statement, they'll look for a utility payment.
Mm.
Like say you paid water bill on time, you paid electricity bill on time, internet bill on time, any kind of utilities, right? They just scan through, automatically scan through, and then they'll right away they'll boost you. Like they will boost your score like 30, 40 points.
Wow, Venkat,
Take
this is
advantage of that.
new to me. I didn't know that you're gonna make that point count. You really did, because I didn't know that. So
Most
you
people
go
don't
to
know it. Yeah.
that's fantastic. Like make sure you use it. I mean, when you hit the boost, and when they ask you to upload the statements, you upload the statements that of the bank account that you use to make utility payments, right? Is that
Right,
right?
right. Yeah.
And then they right away boost your score. Is that
Right away, it's automatic. Yeah, it just goes and it scans and
that
it
is
looks for
new
all
to
this.
me?
Yeah, you can actually log
That's a
in.
good
You can
point. Thank
log
you
in
for sharing.
right there to your bank account from the Experian,
Yeah.
and then it logs you into the bank account. It scans everything. It's very safe. It's all protected, encrypted, and
Experience
then
boost.
it'll boost the score. It depends on the, yeah, like I said, like how many bill you paid and how consistently you paid. If you have auto payment, it's pretty easy. Like mine only gone up like around 15 points. It's not much, but I've seen people talk about like 30, 40 points more.
What if you have several bank accounts that you use to make
Yeah,
the use?
you can connect all one by
Connect
one, one
all?
by one.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
just keep on adding. It doesn't matter any kind of bill. It's just looking for consistently you are managing other things, right? It doesn't come under the credit report. Those things doesn't come under the credit report.
And doing this will not affect your credit score at all.
No, no, no. Yeah, but only caveat is that it only affects it only improves the experience score.
Experience. Okay.
And the good thing is most of the lenders actually look for experience. Like for example, the Zillow rental, or if you're renting a house, they pull experience. Other rentals, they pull experience. Several of
And
them.
and when we apply for a mortgage, right? Mortgage loan, let's say for an example, the mortgage lenders, they look for the FICO score, FICO 2, is that right?
FICO too,
And they
yeah.
would not necessarily look at experience, but experience score, having a better experience score will help you with the rentals. If you're going for a rental, then the renter or
Even the
the
mortgage, I've seen like, what do they do? Mortgage people, when they pull the score, they will take the middle one, right?
yeah,
Because TransUnion, Equifax might be lower and higher. Let's say experience in the middle, they will use the experience.
yeah.
The middle
So
score.
still it's better to boost your experience. So that's where I'm trying to
Right.
get at.
Take all that, yeah, whatever comes,
Yeah. Take all the advantage, it
yeah,
doesn't
take
hurt.
everything, every single bit of them.
Yeah.
And like I think we can kind of recap this. Lot of variety of credit you need to have. That will improve your score, and then pay off all the balances.
Right.
Zero, make it zero.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. You may borrow, like the strategy I would use if I were you, right? I would borrow from my wife. If I don't have money, I would use our credit card, right? Borrow it, because my credit report is different from ours. I would borrow it from hers through, like, she doesn't have money also, but I would go to her credit card, and maybe do a balance transfer, right? Get the money and pay off mine, everything completely. Once mine is paid off and I apply for it, once you apply,
Right.
nobody's going to come back and check it. And you
Right.
use your balance transfer option,
Right.
you pay off your wife's.
Yeah.
So you just have to play around a little bit. And that's the second thing, pay off everything, right? And then the experience boost you can do.
Experience.
And several other things. The dispute is the other one, fourth
Yeah.
one. So if you, and then again, like, you need to take care of everything. The
Yeah.
credit, like taking responsibility is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fifth thing that you should, like
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah, and also I was trying to say right at the outset that if you don't have a good credit built up, good credit history, ask your, like, something similar to what you said, not exactly the same. Like you can ask your significant other to add yourself into his or her oldest credit card, so you can boost your credit score list in that way too. Anything else, Wendy?
Not only actually significant other, it can be anybody. Like if you know a friend, or friends' parents, you very well know them.
If they are willing,
Yeah,
that
if
would be
they're
awesome.
willing.
Yeah,
And make sure they have
good credit.
yeah, they have a good credit. Like it's going to ruin yours.
Yeah, and also we always talked about adding children, like children at the age of 13. Certain credit cards, I think, let you add your children.
Yeah, they will start their score right away. Like
Yeah.
if your score is above 700 and you add your children, their score will be close to that.
Close to
And
that.
then within a month, if they keep on paying $1 or $2, it doesn't matter how much it is, $1 or $2, buy something and then pay off. And that's all you need. Their score will be 720, 730, like that. So
Very good point. Thank you so much for sharing. And the experience thing is a brand new one for me too. Thank you so much.
no problem. Yeah. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.